Hello class. I am going to explain only one concept on this video. We're going to talk about a lump sum purchase. So what a lump sum purchase is let's say that you bought land that had a building on it and you're buying both, right? You had the whole thing appraised and you figure out, you're going to spend $90,000 is what they're charging you, and you're buying land in a building. And you look at it and you go, yep, that's a fair price. I'm going to, spend $90,000 for this land and building. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing unusual about that. But what happens is when you go to record the purchase on your books, you have to be able to differentiate between the cost for the land and the cost for the building, even though you didn't split it out when you made the purchase. You have to split it out when you record it on your books because land doesn't depreciate. It has an indefinite life, so there's no way to depreciate it. And a building does depreciate over its useful life. So you have to record them separately on your book so that you can depreciate the building and not depreciate the land. So let's look at the chart on the bottom. Let's say we paid $90,000 for the building and the land. And we have to figure out what amount of that $90,000 is going to be for the building and what amount of that $90,000 is going to be for the land. So what we do is we have them each appraised separately. So that first column is the appraisal value. So we went and we had them each appraised. And what we find out is that the building appraises at $60,000 and the land appraises at $40,000. So together, the building and the land, according to this appraisal, is worth $100,000. So the first thing is, woohoo, we paid $90,000 for an asset that is worth $100,000. That's great news. Okay, so now that we have an amount for the building and an amount for the land, we can't just put the $60,000 and the $40,000 on our books because we paid $90,000 and that equals $100,000. So what we have to do is we have to use the ratio of the land and the worth of the building to figure out how much of that $90,000 we're going to apportion to each. So what we're doing here is we're saying, okay, so the building is $60,000. What percentage of the total is the building? If we take the $60,000 and divide it by the total, we see the building is worth 60% of the purchase. We're going to do the same thing with the land. $40,000 divided by the total of $100,000 tells us that the land is worth 40% of the purchase. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use those percentages and we're going to say, if I paid $90,000, 40% of that was for the land and 60% of that was for the building. So now we'll just say the building is 90,000 times 60%, 54,000, and the land is 90,000 times 40% is 36,000. So when we actually record it on our books, we're going to debit land for 36,000, building for 54,000, and then we will credit cash for 90,000. I'm going to pause and go look for one of our examples to work. This problem is from our homework. So Rodriguez, your numbers will be different from mine. Rodriguez Company pays $360,000 for real estate, plus $19,080 in closing costs. All right, so the first thing here is that you have to know that what goes into the cost of an item is everything it takes to get it ready for us to use. So we're going to include those closing costs in the costs of the real estate. The real estate consists of land appraised at $234,000, land improvements appraised at $52,000, and a building appraised at $234,000. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to allocate the costs. So we know that the land appraised at $234,000, the land improvements at $52,000, and the building at $234,000. So right now we see that the total, wait, I did something wrong there. The real estate consists of land appraised at 234. Oh, the land and the building are the same. That's weird. Land improvements and a building. Okay, so the first thing we see is we paid $360,000 plus $19,080. We paid $379,080. I meant to put it, oh, it won't go there. Oh, here it goes. We paid $379,000. Oh, it fills it in for me. Okay, so this apportion cost, the bottom here would be $379,080. So we're going to figure out what percentage of each of these is the total cost. So if the total cost is $520,000 and it appraised at $234,000, we're going to take $234,000 divided by $520,000. So this is 45%. And then for the land improvements, we're going to take $52,000 divided by $520,000 is 10%. And then for the building, well, obviously it's going to be 45% again, since it's the same amount. And we're good because we have a total of 100%. Our acquisition price, I took off my calculator, was $360,000 times, sorry, $360,000 plus 19,080. $379,080. So for this top one, we're going to multiply this 45,000 times the 379,080. We're going to do that for every single one of them because that's our purchase price. That's what we paid. We got a deal because it appraised at 520,000 and we got it for 379,080. So for my apportion cost, I'm going to take the $379,080 and I'm going to multiply it by 45% because I know that land is 45% of my purchase. So if I paid $379,080, 45% of that is for the land. So that's $170,586 is for the land. We know this will be the same. So we'll just put that in there. So 379, you don't need a calculator for this, 080 times 10%, 37,908. Now the next question is, does this apportion cost at the bottom add up? Yes, it should be 379,080. Okay, I'm going to jot down because I'm going to need these numbers for the journal entry. 170,586 is the land. 37,908 is the land improvements. And then 170,586 is the building. And the total is 379,080. Because now I'm going to go to requirement 2. I'm going to record the journal entry. So the journal entry is I bought land and I'm recording it at 170,586. I bought land improvements and I'm going to record that at the 37,908. I bought a building and I'm going to record that at 170,586. It doesn't say I didn't spend cash, so I'm going to assume it's cash, 379,080. Maybe I missed it and it's not cash, but let's check. Nope, it is. All right, there's our lump sum purchase. The problem on the test would be very similar to this, and you will see it in the test review.